Awesome. Now we're good to go. All right. As I mentioned, I'm Tony Cimino, Director of Partnerships here at ROK Financial. ROK Financial is the nation's leading commercial financing platform for small businesses who are looking to establish a relationship with somebody who can be dynamic in what it is that they bring to the table. And for us, what it means to be dynamic is being able to offer as many different solutions as possible through a streamlined process and a ton of technology, while allowing our experts and our team to just run through this process with these business owners so that they can be successful, right? The name of the game here is saving these business owners time, frustration, and realistically having to keep up with all the changes that go on in the banking and finance industry, right? Our vision is to help small business owners generate their perpetual income through simple business financing, right? With that vision in mind across the board, from our phone answering team to our processing team to our marketing team, tech, who was just in here messing with the camera for us. Thank you to Rob and his team. But just across the entire organization here, our whole goal is to keep it simple and be very effective in doing so. And we've aligned with some great products to be able to service many different needs. And the reason that most people look to work with us is, again, because of that ease of use. You have the program is customized to whatever you need it to be, right? So you can provide as little as a name and a number, explain a little bit about what they're looking to do, and we can handle it from there. We do an in-house underwrite of the file where we do a soft pull on the credit. We review everything internally. We then take that business and we place it with the best financing options available for the opportunity that they have at hand. So there's many different styles of financing available to small business today. Unfortunately, most small businesses just don't know where to look. And, everybody tries to paint the picture like they have the right product, which is great if you can make your product be used in some different styles of opportunities that business owners see. But realistically, if you know your niche and you play that more effectively, you'll actually get more business done. And same thing for those business owners. They want to know that when they work with a financing company, you are the right option. So we've actually taken that thought process out of the process for them. We have the no-cost advisor, where your clients get access to their own dedicated financing advisor who will sit down with them, ask a few quick questions, really understand what's going on, not only now at what they're trying to get done, but what they really want to do with the business. How do they plan on continuing to grow? How do they plan on continuing to take advantage of opportunity? We want to know that what we're doing right now is going to be beneficial to the business long term. And really quick, just through some fast facts here. We have no industry restrictions. There's no minimum FICO when you work with us. We lend in all 50 states. And like I mentioned, we have over 75 different financing solutions on the platform that we've built. And the best part about our partner program is you can leverage this and have access to it for you and your clients, and it can be utilized as much or as little as you see fit, right? So if you have a ton of clients and you really can't handle them, and it's something that you need to be able to just pass them off and have faith and be able to trust the company that you're working with, well, I would tell you to go look at our reviews and tell me that you couldn't trust us, because a lot of those reviews that you're going to see are going to come from partners and people who were referred to us. So if that's the case, you already understand that these businesses are working with somebody who's reputable in the market, who know what they're talking about, and have access to all of the products that are needed to be able to facilitate these different challenges that business owners are facing these days, right? So I just want to highlight a couple of these quick new programs on here. I know a lot of people on here may have been to a couple of these webinars in the past. Like I mentioned, we offer a wide variety of financing. We're direct to bank and non-bank SBA lenders. Our equipment financing has been red hot. We do equipment financing from very small pieces of equipment $15,000, $20,000, all the way up to, $500,000 plus in equipment, term loans, AR financing, that's factoring and AR lines. There's small business loans, franchise financing, asset-based loans where we'll leverage real estate or equipment to access this financing. We do some fix and flip lending if you didn't know that. But the two new products that are on this slide here are ROK Lock, the ROK line of credit, which is probably the best product on the platform for somebody who needs to be as flexible as possible, right? And what I mean by that is a line of credit is meant to be utilized and paid back and taken advantage of when you have the opportunity in the business, right? So if a business has a cash flow shortage for 3-4 weeks, they can draw on this line and pay a very low cost of capital because they're only keeping the money out for a very short period of time. Now, if you were to pull a line of credit and hold it out for its entire 6, 12, 18-month term, that's going to be a costly piece of financing. We'd probably discuss more of one of our ROK Prime term loans, or maybe a small business loan to kind of facilitate that type of opportunity. But if you have somebody who is looking for an unsecured line of credit where they can draw on it as they need, it has the ability to grow with them in the business, then look no further than the ROK line of credit. It's got very flexible guidelines. You can always take a look at our website, rok.biz. But when it comes down to the line of credit, you need at least 1 year time in business. You need at least a 500 credit score, and at least $20,000 a month in revenue, right? So, or a business that's done $250,000 and has 1 year plus in business. That's that target market that we're looking for that product. And it really has been dynamic for us, especially here, as businesses are opening up and getting back to normal. This summer is starting to feel like it's got a sense of normalcy around it. So the first people to take advantage of that are savvy business owners. And we want to make sure that they have the right financing to do so. Which brings me into my next point, the medical AR financing. What you should know about the medical industry is it's always been a top industry for us. Even prior to the whole pandemic, the medical industry has always been something where we've been able to be dynamic and really optimize the process when it comes to applying for financing, qualifying for financing, and actually obtaining that financing. But the medical industry has always been a focus for us. We do some things with medical professionals. We do some things with different dental practices. We've done partner buyouts. We've pretty much done it all. One thing that we haven't really done, though, is leverage those insurance receivables for these medical facilities, right? Well, now ROK Financial has access to a program where we can do just that. So not only can your clients take advantage of all of the other products, right? Like, let's say they were getting going, we were able to get them an equipment finance. But then once they do get going, they want to factor those receivables and get access to that capital much more quickly than those insurance companies tend to pay. Boom, we have a product for that. Not only do we have a product, but it's actually been rocking and rolling, for lack of a better term. So make sure you reach out to us, learn more about these products. Like I said, you can always go to our website, rok.biz. I suggest you jump on rok.biz/partners to learn more about some of the different things that we do with partners and how it really works. I always like to highlight a couple of success stories. As you can see, just by taking a quick look at this slide, a couple of things that stick out to me are the fact that we were on the East and West Coast with these large fundings here. A lot of people tend to shy away from doing deals, 250,000 plus, 350 plus. For us, we do deals anywhere from 10,000 to 10 million. And if you have a question about that, we can always go over a scenario with you. But just in a couple of key points for these success stories here. The first one, e-commerce company, that came from a business consultant, right? And what they were looking to do was they were looking to get into other product lines, be able to push more product. And in order to do so, it was very easy to purchase a competitor of theirs who they'd actually done some business with in the past. They were looking to get out of the business. These guys were looking to, like I mentioned, expand into that. But the problem was with the low credit, as you can see, the business owner didn't qualify for bank financing. So this consultant who we've had a relationship with for quite some time took them to their local bank. They were declined by their local bank, either Wells Fargo or Chase, one of the big banks. They were declined at the local bank, and then boom, here they are just a couple of days later after being declined and dragged through that bank process, which we all know can be time consuming and can be frustrating for business owners who aren't prepared for that. That 2 days to fund was able to take advantage of an opportunity that he had and basically get into those product lines, which he's now actually already seen some real motion on, which is great to hear. These success stories are from last month, so just so you know. And then in terms of this second one, I know a lot of people, they have some success in the transportation industry. Some don't. We do a ton of business in the transportation industry. When it comes down to it, we look to structure deals that make sense. And in this case, the business owner had a couple of trucks, was looking to continue to expand the fleet. But not only did he want to expand the fleet, he also wanted to hire the people to drive those trucks and have the ability to pay them. And he wanted to have a little bit of money left over to be able to say, okay, as we get up and running here, let me have some money to cover some cost of this financing as we get going. So again, a super savvy business owner taking advantage of a rock star approval where they were able to qualify for a ton of money and pay it back just as they'd like to. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to reach out. The other thing that I wanted to mention that a lot of people don't know about, some people on this call do though, is the ROK portal. And if you haven't had a chance to check out the email that went out, definitely reach out to us. We can get you access to the portal. But our ROK portal has been built with nothing but our own perception in mind. And what I mean by that is we work with a lot of banks and lenders. We have access to a lot of information through them. We have access to a lot of limited information through them. So that being said, when we built this portal, we wanted our partners to understand exactly what was going on in real time, be able to interact. And that's what's going on here. You have real-time data updates. You have a notes section next to every single opportunity that you generate that you can write back and forth with us directly into our system. There's personalized landing pages. There's co-branded and dedicated marketing material to you as the partner to learn more about our products, but to your clients as well. And when you are getting into the portal, what you do need to know is, there's plenty of different ways that you can use this portal, right? You obviously have your pipeline view where you'll get transparency into those real-time updates, like I mentioned. You'll also have your dashboard with all historical data in it. But make sure you're taking advantage of some of these other things that are going to be in there. There's going to be announcements in there. There's going to be that marketing material and training material, like I mentioned. We're constantly going to be adding more and more features. In fact, one that just was going live in the last couple of days was being able to upload documentation into the portal and get it directly into our system. So as documents are hitting the portal, boom, they're hitting our automation internally. And now we're already working these deals on the back end while our people on the front end are getting the deal as well and getting primed and ready to review these things once they have been aggregated and all the data has been summarized on our end. It takes about 24 to 48 hours for approval, about 1 to 3 business days for funding. And then when it comes to the commission structure, if you fund a deal this week, you get paid the following Friday, right? So if you fund a deal on Monday, you get paid the following Friday. If you fund a deal on Friday, you get paid the following Friday. And if you do want to partner with ROK, like I mentioned, you can head on over to our website, rok.biz/partners, or dial us directly. Reach out right now. My entire team is itching to answer the phone. and I'm itching to answer your questions. So I definitely want to thank you guys all for jumping on with us. But I also want to get to this Q&A here. I know I've seen Tim writing back and forth feverishly over here. So I'm excited to jump in. Just want to see what we got here. Chris with a question about the revolving line of credit. So the revolving line of credit, he asked, he has a client who was approved for a revolving line. I'm assuming that's through us. If it is through us, they can continually access that capital for as long as that term is as long as that term is extended, right? So if you have access to $100,000 on the upfront and you draw $50,000, that other $50,000 is available. Let's say you pay back $25,000. You now have access to $75,000. They then do have the ability to draw on that financing again. The question here also was not only do they have access to continue drawing the funds, but do we pay a repeat commission? Excuse me. Not every partner earns residual commission through us. If that's something that you'd like to discuss, you can definitely call in to our team and discuss how we can put in some of those volume bonuses and be able to incentivize you to get to that point. If you've never funded a deal with us before, we don't typically pay renewal because you don't actually have a deal to renew. And when it comes to renewal, a lot of these commissions are capped. So we pay very aggressively on the upfront commission, and that's how our business works, right? So when the cost is broken down, once a partner deal is involved, the cost could be anywhere to us from like 80 to 95% of the deal is already written off on the first draw. So not every partner does get access to those, to the residual. Just want to see some of these other questions. Do you offer syndication? Another great question. Pretty much the same kind of answer there. Not everybody has access to it. The right partners get access to pretty much whatever they need to be successful with us. We do have a syndication program available. And if you are able to fund some deals through us, we have no problem letting you syndicate on those deals. How quickly do you respond to the clients that are submitted? I think that's it's kind of a loaded question, Dr. Williams. But no, in terms of our turnaround time, once a deal hits our system, typically we're able to reach out within 5 to 15 minutes. And that's pretty much standard across the board, all products. It's not like it doesn't change for any of our products. We do a quick review of that, and then we reach out and understand exactly what's going on. If our relationship is where we reach back out to you directly before going to the client directly, we make sure that communication is happening just as quickly. Awesome. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything here, and people are firing them out here. All right. Do you offer purchase order financing? A little bit of PO financing, nothing too crazy. It's not exactly our best product. We do have access to some programs for that. And basically what I would say around that is it's pretty much case by case for us. We really like to understand the opportunity. A lot of times the purchase order financing is more of like the startup arena. Startups are super difficult to work with, especially right now. So I don't know, Tom, if you had a specific scenario, we can definitely go over it. Otherwise, yes, we do have access to those programs. We just like to do a deep dive on the upfront to make sure that clients are going to qualify for it before we go down that rabbit hole per se. Excuse me. Renewal question. How do you get to the point of renewal? What is the difference in the payout? That's a case-by-case basis, man. If you choose to work with us, we customize all of our partnerships to be successful and make sense for everybody. We pay out an aggressive commission on the upfront and a reduced commission on the back end. There's people that earn as high as 35% revenue on the upfront. And then there's people that earn, a little bit less on the upfront so that they can get access to that back end. It's really kind of a case by case basis. I would love to learn more about you, Damascus, the power broker, and see how we might be able to align. It may or it may not make sense. Do you offer debt consolidation loans? Yes, and not directly or indirectly. We do some SBA consolidation loans. A lot of our products will pay off certain other products. Again, financing can be used and molded to be what you need it to be, right? So that's kind of what we do. We utilize all of these different products to cover whatever the need is. If they have, an overabundance of debt, no, we don't have like a particular product that may be able to help. If they're SBA eligible, that might be able to help. But I would love to discuss any of these, particular opportunities that you guys had. Latricia says, I'm a business coach with clients that have a variety of credit scores and revenue levels. I'm looking to partner with a lending partner that I can refer my clients to. Is ROK Financial positioned to partner? I currently have 5 to 7 clients seeking financing, and this is a service I'd like to add to my coaching program. I would say that what's great about us, Latricia, and not to shoot down any other programs that are out there, because you can work with plenty of different platforms, but what sets us apart is our understanding of working with partners. So myself, Patrick Manning, our CRO, we established this partner division 6 going on 7 years ago now, and it's become where we do the bulk of our business. As you saw in the presentation, we have a interactive partner portal. All of your clients get access to our entire portfolio of products. So with that being said, you have the ability to help more people because we have more than one solution, or just a couple of solutions. So what I would say is, it may make sense to understand a little bit more about what you have going on. But if you were looking to add this service, I know we'd be a great tool to have in your back pocket as you were offering this service. Can you give an example of a commission on an equipment finance deal? What do we earn percentage? So across the board, we pay a revenue share model. That doesn't change based on the product. If you work with us and you have a 20% revenue share, you can understand that that's going to be applied across the board. Whether it's an equipment deal, an SBA deal, a term loan, maybe it's a mixture of a term loan and an equipment finance, or an equipment finance and a line of credit, you're going to get paid that amount across the board, no matter what we earn. And that's kind of the, the beauty of what we do is, no matter the product, that you can monetize on it because it's a revenue share. And what I can tell you about our revenue share is, we earn a lot of revenue on these products because of the volume that we do with these banks and lenders. They incentivize us, and then in turn, our partners get access to all of that buying power, as well as the incentives that come with that buying power. Latricia, thanks so much for joining us. Look forward to getting a chance to speak. I also see a question here. Do you fund pre-revenue startups? Yes, no, maybe. We have a couple of different programs that we have available if somebody comes in pre-revenue. I wouldn't say it's a focus of ours by any means. Startup is super duper difficult at the moment. But Brian, what I would say is check back in 30 days, my man. I can't give away much information, but we do have some things coming down the pipeline for the businesses that are looking to start up coming out of this pandemic. Is the revenue share like network marketing or multi-level marketing? No, not really. It's a direct compensation for referrals that you make to us. So yes, you would make an introduction or a referral, or submit a business owner to us. We would review their business. We would establish what products they qualified for. We would go back to them. They would make the decision on which product actually worked best for their business. And then we would take that and go get that business funded. Once that business is funded, we earn a percentage of revenue based on the closing amount. Sometimes there's a fee, sometimes it's paid from the lender, sometimes it's a mixture of both. But whatever revenue comes from that, you are now going to earn on the revenue that we earn. That's it. So it's, if there's $10,000 in revenue, you're on a 20% revenue share, you would then earn $2,000 in that example. What is the revenue share based on, the client or the referral partner? I'm a little confused by the question, Phil, if you don't mind going a little deeper. I mean, like if you're saying, I don't want to assume. So if you wouldn't mind just diving in a little bit deeper there, I'll jump into Steve's question quick. Is there something that sets you apart for business acquisition SBA loans? Would you say your mins and maxes? So our minimum and maximum is anywhere from $10,000 to $10 million. And basically with our business acquisition SBA loan, what sets us apart is we're not just one SBA bank. We work with multiple different banks and non-bank lenders. So we do have the ability to get a little bit more flexible. Obviously the SBA has their own guidelines that everybody has to meet. But if they do meet that guideline, some of these banks are a little bit more savvy in terms of business acquisition or of purchasing commercial real estate. So that's why we have the different products on the platform. The percentage, Phil says. What's the revenue share based on the client? No, so the revenue share percentage is based on what we negotiate on the upfront prior to actually having any deals in the system. We don't work any deals without understanding what the commission structure is going to be and also being protected. So we have a quick referral agreement that if you were interested in partnering with us, you would just go through that referral agreement. It comes over via DocuSign. Again, that protects us, through the marketing channels, as well as, it outlines our commission structure and how you get paid. And that's established, pretty early on between you and us. What are some of the lenders that you work with? We work with a lot of different lenders, some publicly traded lenders, like, if you've ever heard of On Deck, some pretty big banks, we do some of that SBA stuff through. And then we work with a lot of like boutique style lenders who, they don't do much marketing. They're not in everybody's face, waving their brand around. What they do is they look to partner with people like us who can drive them, a ton of traffic, and then they can sift through that traffic as they see fit. If you had any specific questions, I'd love to jump on here. Bruce asks, what's the approximate close rate on deals presented? So we have about a 90% approval rating if somebody who is qualified actually submits all of their documentation. So what that means is we're right around 92 or 93% right now. So if somebody who's qualified applies with us, they are going to see some options. The close rate varies based on product, but it usually hovers around that 50% mark. And typically through the different partner channels, it's actually a tick higher. So if you had clients that you were already working with, that process is always easier than, somebody who may come from a digital marketing campaign where they may have applied at 6 different places. I know you said no industry restrictions, but wanted to know about cannabis companies. Are the funding options the same? They're a little bit more restricted, Nikki, and it's great question. And it's funny you mentioned that. We've worked with some people who do some banking in the cannabis world, which is super unique, more unique than our lending. But I heard them put it a very unique way, and I've always thought about it that way. Banks have certain taboo industries. The example that I was given was like a jewelry store. They definitely don't like to be involved or, lend money, especially to jewelry stores. So if that's the case, right, how is a cannabis company going to be viewed? And in his perception, somebody who's been in banking for over 30 years, cannabis companies are going to be one and the same. So if banks do decide to look at that, they're never going to really do much lending. What I would say about lending in the cannabis industry is nobody's a pro at it. Nobody's got enough market share. Nobody's got enough experience. There's definitely people doing it. We have access to a ton of people who do it. And that's what's great about our program is we've actually done a bunch of these deals in the past, dating back to like 2016, 2017, as things really started to just even churn with that. We've gotten a lot of unique deals done, a lot of people who support the industry in terms of transportation or, cultivation, and then, direct to consumer things, all sorts of different opportunities we've seen. We've done equipment deals. So I would say, it is a little bit more restricted, but again, not something that, that should be cause for concern. I know you don't want to divulge too much about pre-revenue startup program at this time, but can you say whether or not the programs will be based on FICO? What I can say about funding for startups is there's a couple of different ways to do it. And one of the main ways is going to be looking at their personal FICO and their personal income. Just think about it from an underwriter standpoint, right? If you were lending somebody money, you want to know, good, bad, indifferent, that they can pay it back, right? So they're going to want to see some sort of way that you can pay it back. I don't even have too many details on what's to come for us. I do know that we like to swing hard when we're at the plate. So definitely keep a lookout for it. We were pretty much dangled the same carrot in our company meeting yesterday. Even Tim can attest to that. We don't know too much about what's to come, but we are putting a focus in that area. And what you should know about us is when we do something, we do it right. And I appreciate you asking. How does the rate and term for high FICOs compare with traditional financing? Great question again, Nikki. If somebody has a super qualified business, we're right in line with what they would see pretty much across the board. Yes, there's certain times where a Chase or a Wells Fargo may be able to get super aggressive and beat us out on a term or beat us out on a rate. But what I can say is in terms of traditional financing options, which may not have been so abundant in this alternative marketplace in the past, they've become more abundant now. We do inventory deals that are clean. We do AR lines and factoring that's super clean. The SBA program, our term loan, is by far the cheapest, short-term unsecured capital available. So when it comes down to it, if somebody has a deal with their local bank that they're confident they can get closed in a timely manner, and it's already on the table, great. Let them do that. If there's gaps around it, boom, we can certainly fill those gaps. Do you offer commercial real estate funding, such as for apartment buildings and rental properties? Great question, Brian. A lot of what I've learned about this program that we have access to in the real estate world is it's really based on the customer's experience. Again, if this is something where it's their first or maybe their second time, doing this, it may be more difficult than somebody who's regularly doing this and has a history of doing so. And not only that, the requirements actually change. So yes and no, we can do it. It's going to be based on that deal size. Again, we cap at like $10 million. So I don't know exactly, how large of an opportunity you mentioned. But again, we definitely can take a look at these things. I just want to jump into the Q&A here because I've been reading them out of the chat. So Albert is asking about a prepayment discount. So it really is a case-by-case basis. I know a lot of banks out there will actually charge you a fee for paying off early. But a lot of times on behalf of our clients and even your clients, as an extension of your clients, they become our clients. We look to negotiate those things. I would have to look into the exact opportunity because you mentioned that we did a term loan about 6 months ago. So I would have to look into the exact opportunity to see if they were still eligible or what actually transpired there. But I can tell you that that's definitely something that we look to do for pretty much any client where it's available and makes sense. Ross asks, what are the restrictions, if any, to promote ROK Financial with my business coaching company in a video? Anytime you're going to use our info or likeliness, all we ask is that we get an opportunity to see it and give you the go-ahead. We're super flexible, man. We believe in allowing our partners to do what they do best, and that is to continue doing what they've always done. We just want to be that extra arrow in the quiver for when you have an opportunity that you don't want to pass up, or you want to be able to be a resource for your clients, right? So I would love to discuss the video and what's being talked about. Shoot, we may even be willing to jump into the video. I know Patrick, our CRO, myself, James, our CEO, none of us are camera shy. Even Tim, who's in here with me, we're all about it. So if there's a way that we can even help enhance that by bringing some of this info in directly, definitely just let us know. Do you have pre-approved marketing materials? Great question, Brian. In our portal, yes, you have access to a ton of marketing materials. It's all been pre-approved. What's great about that stuff is even if you want to change some of the things that's in there, because we have a historical piece to start with, we can pretty much swap that out pretty quickly. We also have the ability to customize a lot of marketing material. In case I didn't mention this, we are actually a marketing company. Megan and her team, shout out to them. This webinar, this board behind me, none of it would be possible without them. They're all rock stars across the board. But we're, like I mentioned, we are a marketing company. We do blogs, we do video, we do digital, we send a ton of mail. We do partnerships, you name it. We pretty much are doing it. So if you need anything customized, or you need a landing page or more materials, or you need it in a different language, whatever it is that you need, just let us know. We're all about making it happen. Pete with a great question. Are there any industries that you specialize in? All of them. No, I'm just kidding. Our top industries are things like the construction industry, believe it or not. I know that can be difficult at times for different people. The construction industry, and that's, any specialty construction as well, roofers, electricians, plumbers. We do well in the auto repair industry, the retail industry and e-commerce industry, medical, dental, manufacturing and wholesale. There's a lot of industries out there. We do well in a bulk of them because of all of the products that we offer. We're a volume shop. So if you have clients that are looking for financing, I suggest you give us a look, just because you never know what type of opportunity we might be able to put on the table. I know I mentioned this wasn't going to take too long. We're already about almost 45 minutes in. If anybody has any last minute questions, feel free to throw them in the chat or the Q&A. Otherwise, I would love to to jump off here and continue this conversation further, once we jump offline. I do see one just jumped into the Q&A. Is an existing client in good standing eligible for additional financial with better pricing and terms in the first loan? Okay, so if I'm understanding the question correctly from Albert, he is asking if somebody is paying well through the first loan, will they get better terms and pricing in the second loan? Trick question again, Albert. You're trying to trick me, man. Yes. In short answer, yes. The long answer is it's going to be contingent on that business, right? If that business were to, yes, maintain a positive payment history, but sales were to take a hit over the next few months, it may be tough to access better pricing or better programming right then and there. Again, it's definitely a case-by-case basis. One thing that I can tell you is we take that second opportunity even more seriously. Our retention team here is full of a bunch of individuals who do nothing but help clients continue to access capital. So when you look at our our business. A lot of people tell us we have processes for processes. And if you look at it from a sales perspective, we actually have 3 different sales departments. So we have the partnerships team, Tim, myself, Justin, Andrew, Nico, all these guys, Rob. Definitely we're a major focus of sales for the company. We also have a new business team where they do nothing but work with business owners who apply with us for the first time and help them get used to the consultative approach and being able to look at a variety of different options and kind of explain those options. Then we do have our retention team, and those guys' main focus is keeping the business continuing to move forward, right? So whatever that business owner decides as moving forward is, we want to make sure that we're continuing to do that for them, and we're providing the resources to do so. Those guys are great. They understand what's going on. They understand our products and how, just because you may have access to term loan even 2, 3, 4, 7 times from us, that doesn't mean that equipment financing isn't best for you right now. Shout out to Alex, for example, who, at the end of last month was able to help one of his transportation clients get access to, 3 more trucks through equipment financing. I think it was only a few months, maybe 4 or 5 months since he last took his line of credit with us. So again, all of these different products are available. Your clients have a dedicated advisor. Not only do your clients have a dedicated advisor, but you have one as well. You have your partnership advisor, you have your dedicated business advisor, and they make up the partnership team internally for you to give you multiple points of contact to be able to move quickly for you and your clients and be dynamic. I do see a couple more quick questions, coming in here. Will there be a recording? Yes. So this meeting was recorded. We will be sending it out to everybody who attended afterwards. Thank you, everybody, again for attending. We've been hovering anywhere between like 40 and 50 participants, and we're still hanging on strong at 40. Can't believe you guys are still listening to me. But no, thank you again to everybody for joining here. How long do you have to be in business to obtain funding from ROK Financial? Dr. Williams, it's about 6 months. So we look for 6 months of time in business. And basically we're looking for about $12,000 plus per month in gross revenue. Rocks. Love it, Monty. Thank you for joining. You rock, Monty. I just want to see, Latricia, one more question. We own and operate an online radio network that speaks with more than 100 listeners per month across 80 different countries. Is there someone I can speak to about discussing marketing options for our company and ROK Financial? Latricia, definitely reach out to us. You can connect with 100,000 listeners. There you go. 100,000. There you go. 100K. Yeah, definitely reach out to us and the team here. Maybe myself or Tim or one of the guys on my team. We would love to dive in and see what resources we can pull in from our team. It may be Megan and her team. It may be our tech team. It may be a mixture of both. It may be the sales team. Whatever it is that we can do. We look to really understand, and you can simply reach right out to us. You can reach out via rok.biz/partners, and we'll legitimately reach right back out to you. Otherwise, the phone number to call in directly is 833-653-0653. And I'm going to put that in the chat so that this way you guys can see that. And if you have any questions or scenarios, definitely don't hesitate to reach out. We're a bunch of real people on this end. That's the main goal that the main point I wanted to get across is, yes, we have a ton of technology. We're backed with a ton of marketing. We have all the bells and whistles that come with building a great brand and working for a great company. But what's even better than all of that is the group of rock stars that you then have pulling for you and your clients on this end. So call us, reach out to us, leverage us, and definitely definitely make sure that if you have any opportunity, you give ROK a shout, because we know that our offers are rock solid. And again, thanks everybody for joining. I just want to throw in the phone number really quick into the chat. Feel free to call in directly anytime. And we're going to be here late tonight. Thank you all again for joining. Latricia just submitted her request. Thank you, Dr. Williams. Thank you to everybody else, Tom on the call. And if anybody needs anything from us, definitely don't hesitate to reach out. You can email me directly. My email is tony@rok.biz. Make it very easy. And look forward to speaking with each and every one of you, here going forward and building a rock star partnership. Thanks, Albert. Thank you, everybody.